Alright, so hello guys. Wow, I'm English good. Alright, so hello guys. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the bass guitar. So for a lot of people, the bass guitar is kind of a joke. Fortunately, I'm not one of those people. I actually really like the bass guitar, and there are some riffs on the bass that just sound great. I also going to put my headphones back on because I like to hear myself. I can't hear myself talk, but I like to hear myself play. Yeah, there are some bass riffs, and okay, let's start with the lesson stuff. Enough of me rambling about how I like bass. So right off the bat, you're gonna see people pick up a bass and be like, "Oh no, that I fucked up that riff," but you get the point of it. You're gonna see people just pick up a bass and be like, "Yeah." How does that riff go again? You get the point. I don't have to play for you. Right, you can see people pick up a bass and be like, and it's gonna make you feel bad because you can't do any of that. You can't play with your fingers. You can't slap the bass. Well, personally, what I recommend starting with is I recommend starting with a pick. It's very taboo in the world of bassists, but I recommend starting with a pick. It's a good stepping stool. Rather than trying to jump right into the finger playing, just start with a pick. It's a lot simpler. It's like a lot of people can pick a note properly, but not everyone can finger a note properly. You know what I mean? Or not everyone can slap a note properly. I may be one of those people for all I know. I'm not a bassist. I'm a guitarist. Also, another thing to add is it might be a good idea to start with something a little smaller, perhaps an electric or acoustic guitar, just because it will be easier for you to learn. It'll be easier for you to learn because the frets are smaller, so they'll be easier for you to reach, as opposed to this giant, which obviously once you then get used to playing a guitar, you can then move to an actual bass. I'm just teaching you guys what I did. So a couple cool riffs that you guys can start off with that will probably impress people. One of which that I don't know, which is probably a really good one to start with, would be something simple like "Smoke on the Water." I don't know that song, but you know the da 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 da. Right, something like that, like Ozzy Osbourne's "Crazy Train." Right, something simple like that. AC/DC's "Back in Black." Foster the People, "Pumped Up Kick." Seven Nations Army by the White Stripes. Right? Simple riffs like that. Or even like something that you want to play. Maybe you want to play, I don't know, maybe you're a really big Tetris fan, you want to play the Tetris theme, right? But it seems a little hard for you. try using this wonderful magical tool called a metronome. It's a lot of things that, it's a lot of things. It's something that a lot of guitarists and a lot of like musicians just kind of toss away, and it's like, whatever. Why the fuck do I need to learn how to use a metronome? It's because it keeps you in a certain time frame. It keeps you at a certain speed, so you won't go faster than that clicking track, right? Just like, I guess I'm just gonna do it with my mouth, like. It's hard to play that riff and do that at the same time, but yeah. I can't be a metronome and play to a metronome at the same time. It's difficult. But a lot of the time, that's the drummer's job to be the metronome. And then you just sit there bobbing your head, which is another metronome thing. Whereas you bob your head faster. As you can tell, I like the Tetris theme. I'm also having a hard time playing right now. And I'm also in my boxers, but don't pay any attention to that. So obviously practicing to a metronome is important, just to make sure that you're playing at your own speed, nothing too fast for you, nothing too fast, period. You don't want to be going too fast so that you learn where everything is on the riff, and then you go and you show your friends and you're like, hey guys, look. And you can't play it properly, right? So obviously once you feel ready and you feel that you can play good, not decent, not average, once you feel that you can play good with a pick, because it's recommended. I mean, I started off playing bass with my fingers, and I eventually just stopped that and went to a pick, and I still can't play that great without a pick. But once you feel that you're good enough to move up, put the pick down, and start learning fingering techniques. So one real quick thing that I learned is to put your finger on the string the string above the one you're using, right? So that it will come off and it will hit your finger to stop it from hitting the other string. Then again, the bass strings are thick enough that you can just slap it on the other one and it won't really affect it. But yeah. You get the point of that, right? Obviously, learn to play with your fingers. There's also this like little octave technique that people do where they I also really like the sound of that one too. There's the finger picking like from the side or whatever, just sliding your fingers off, and then there's the one that actually like hooks the string. Right? Obviously I haven't practiced that one, but I like the sound of it. There's obviously the picking that, and then there's slapping it. The slapping one I can't do, because I slap down here, obviously. That's where it's easiest for me. Once again with that, like once you feel that you're good enough just picking normally, you can try moving on to different picking techniques, right? Whatever, blah blah blah, doing the little like, and then, you know, slapping eventually. It's not a difficult task to slap. It's just hitting the string with that part of your thumb. This little part right here. There's the, I don't know, I guess like the thumb elbow, because I'm science. I also just hit the microphone with the bass, which came out really ugly on the thing, so, whoops. But yeah, there's like your thumb elbow right here, and just above that is where you would hit the bass. And just make sure you're hitting the right string and muting the other ones around it. Shouldn't have too much of an issue. Also, another quick thing that you want to do when learning any instrument is learn from the internet. Like, search up a tab online so you have your building block. But then to start learning where notes are and everything, figure out a riff. Let's say, once again going back to it, Seven Nations Army by the White Stripes. If you were to search up a tab on the internet, it'd all be on the A string. So it'd go... And then obviously we want to learn to play it on these 4 strings here, between the 10th fret and the 7th fret. So no. Alright. We want to be able to play that somewhere else. So where would we play that? We'd play that up here. So you're going to want to find the next note, right? You go. See. You can find that note, you can find this note, or you can find that note. Find any one of those 3 notes on any other string, and you should be set. Now, being as though it's below the 5th fret, well, this one... that one could be that note if you really wanted to. But then we can't play any of the other notes because that's an open string. And that's also not within the 4 that we wanted. So what do? We'd go up because it's below the 5th. So let's find this note. Is it that one? Nope. That one? Let me just cut this short. 10th fret E string is that note. So where do we go from there? We go 2 down. And then 1 down. I'm stupid, so. From. It's the same riff, played differently. It's a good way to learn, you know, how different strings work, where different strings work, blah, blah, blah. Also, this little part, you can learn that down here. So you don't have to play it up here. You don't have to play it on all on A. You can play it down here too. There's a lot of different ways that you could play the same riff. And it's really cool to learn a bunch of different ways. So yeah. Obviously, most important thing is to learn songs that you want to, learn songs that you're comfortable with, kind of thing. Don't play anything that you don't feel that you can do. I mean, obviously, there's always the try thing, but if you know you can't do it, don't struggle and put yourself down by trying to play it at full speed. Slow it down, use the power of a metronome, and yeah. Obviously, play songs that you know, play songs you want to play songs you enjoy, and most of all, just back to the enjoy thing. Have fun with it. You're learning to play bass guitar, motherfucker. Yeah. Just knock yourself out. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, real quick thing that I left out of the video, trying to set up a camera. Real quick thing that I left out of the video is one of the most important things that you can own as a guitarist, a musician in general, as if it's not an electric tool. One of these motherfuckers. Now, I got two of them. One is a clip-on that either senses vibrations from the clip or senses the note through a microphone. I typically use the clip. When tuning a bass, I clip it to the fretboard because it makes it a lot easier for the bass to pick up the notes. Whereas you can just use this one, which I think this cost me like 20 bucks. Get the fuck off the table phone if you're gonna keep fucking texting me. This cost me like 20 bucks. It's super cheap. It's super easy to use. You just plug it in, the notes pop up on the screen. In my opinion, chromatic tuners are the best. Yeah, mostly because they let you know where you are, note-wise. So, yeah, that's just all I left out of the video. No fancy stuff here. Peace out.